question again?
Just about the animal abuse accusations, that whole situation, just clearing the air about that.
Yeah, I've cleared the air 100 times. If people care to go back to my channel and find the label, one specifically where I am a hot topic, my story has never changed. My own sister has been on my platform and even said my own children, could tell you. Yeah, I had to make shitty decisions and trusting people when I didn't come up with many people to trust. As y'all know, I raised myself, moved around to group home, shitty ass abusive relationships. And yes, unfortunately, one of the reasons I can't have children now and very early on got menopause, which is why I'm on hormone treatments and stuff like that, is because 18 hours after my youngest son was born, I went into emergency surgery. I lost a lot of blood. I was dying. Just a big mess. Without getting into, that's the one sacred thing I have left is my medical history. But it led to a lot of medical issues where I did leave my trailer home and my animals in my sister's care, who ended up robbing her boyfriend and his parents at the time, who took off to Mexico. And I had actually trailer home and my animals in my sister's care, who ended up robbing her boyfriend and his parents at the time, who took off to Mexico. And I had actually no idea till it was too late, and my animals were not being fed, not being watered, and stuck in my trailer home, right? So it's essentially made of tin in the middle of like July and August. So those poor animals were neglected, no food, no water, and left in essentially a hot tin cooker. While all along sending me, pictures and here they are and this and that, but really she took back off to Mexico and robbed me. And luckily my stuff ended up getting cleared because I was smart and I had to call in my bank account. She had stolen that. Then her boyfriend at the time and her boyfriend's parents at the time all had to call her in for theft and fraud for stealing from their bank accounts. And there was a lot more to go to the story. So yeah,
that's not as easy of a sell.
Yeah, it's just been a very long story. I've always been upfront, but it's something I have to live with every day, that I have an animal misdemeanor animal charge, and it's because everything was well documented. Like my trailer management knew that it was my sister in charge, so like certain things I did, luckily it covered my butt. So I was let off of probation a year and a half early. They did change things. Like at first it was I was never allowed to own pets anymore, but that all changed because my sister wrote letters to the courts. My trailer park management wrote letter to the courts. I had just a huge group of people who were like, no, this is an injustice. But when something like that happens, there's thousands of dollars that were spent on animals being rescued and taken in and getting the care they needed because they weren't getting fed. They were overexhausted and they needed medical attention after that, right? So, and yeah, my animals, my house. So it's me that in the end took the charges, which I have to live with that. It's not wrong. I think it's wrong, but at the same time, it's not wrong because those were my animals and they needed severe medical attention. So I understood why, and for a misdemeanor charge, they just don't extradite my sister from Mexico over a misdemeanor, unfortunately. So it just went upon my shoulders and I'll forever live with that.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that.
Of course. Yeah. It's nothing I can change now. It's I lost my sister forever after that. Well, I gave her one more chance even after that, but the next thing she did was put my two daughters in risk and had my daughters molested. So that was a whole nother thing. So
oh my God.
As of now,
that sounds like a way worse offense.
Way worse. She went from torturing my dogs to straight up, she had something not go good with my kids, which is why my kids are living with me now, and took the plunge and moved to Canada. So that's a beautiful thing. But anyway, sister, not a good person. But again, I didn't grow up with having a family of people where I could call to help me. So wrong trust in the wrong person. I wasn't blessed with